Welcome back into Bank OZK Arena for the Centennial Bank High School Basketball Championships. This, the 2A boys final. The Lee Trojans from Marianna, Arkansas at 21-1, and the Caddo Hills Indians at 31-4. Another outstanding matchup in championship weekend. Bobby Swafford, Justin Acree bringing you the call today, and looking forward to this one. Bobby, we've had a lot of rematches this week, and this is not one of them. These are two teams that have not actually played each other this year, but both have had spectacular seasons to get to this point.
It's the complete opposite of what we saw in the 2A girls game, which was the 5th overall meeting between those two squads. A contrast of styles, a contrast of sizes, as the Trojans have 6'2", 6'3", even 6'5" across the board in the front court. We're going to have to see how the Indians match up.
Yeah, it should be a tough day for them, I would think. It's a tough challenge, but they've got some guys that can really score it as well. So, I mean, some outstanding players on both sides. And let's take a quick look at how they got here. I mean, both these teams really impressive, dominating in their semifinal games. Lee getting here by way of a 24-point victory over White County Central. Kelvin Bowers led them with 19 in that game. Bolden had 9. Jermarian Westbrook with 8. And a team that's on a 21-game win streak now, rolling through the state tournament, losing to Parkview in their opener, and they have no blemishes on their record since.
I mean, and you look at the stretch of the Caddo Hills, and anytime you have to go to a state tournament and play a school that's hosting, which they did in Melbourne, they took care of them in the quarterfinals, 40-31, but they flexed the muscles. Earl's a team that knows how to get the hot springs, has played in several state championships in recent history. 20-point victory there kind of showed what the Indians can get done.
Yeah, in the semifinal, Connor Kincannon, 19 points, and they obviously had a good run there with a 20-point victory. Cameron Gaither and Matt Turner had 15 apiece, and Tate Dumont with 13. They're going to need a lot of guys to, get in the mix for them, because they're facing a couple of very talented players over on the Lee side, including one who's headed off to play Division I basketball, Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, first talking about the Indians, it's going to be a smorgasbord, if you will. They've got to get it to everybody, but the guy you see on your screen, Connor Kincannon, 18 points a game. He's going to be the straw that stirs the drink. Those points are important, but it's the intangibles that he gets done away from the basketball that's also going to be key.
All right, we're going to take a timeout, and I guess we will quickly mention, too, that Taryn Williams, 19.8 points a game, and there's a quick look at him before we hit our national anthem break here. But La Tech signing nearly 20 points a game, and he comes up big just about each and every night. All right, we'll take a quick break, come back with more here in this 2A state championship game on.
Throughout the years of exploring Arkansas, we've taken you to quite a few awe-inspiring places, mainly as seen at ground level. But exploring all those natural wonders and iconic landmarks takes on a whole new exhilarating perspective from a bird's eye view. Welcome to Exploring Arkansas from Above. We'll showcase the natural state like never before. Join us for the high adventure in 2021.
This month in Passport on the PBS video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
We just went back to Africa.
I have to say I'm forever changed.
If you're exploring with an adventurer's heart, you'll always find something interesting to be excited about.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS video app.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back in here to Bank OZK Arena, the 2021 Centennial Bank Basketball State Finals. Starting lineups in a moment. Wanted to mention the head coach is here, Emmanuel Wade, who is a native of this Mariana town where he once went to school and then went on and played at Ole Miss. So a guy that is a very accomplished basketball player in his own right and now leading his alma mater back to a state championship game at 21-1. And for Joshua Farrell, we had a chance to visit with his dad who coached his son here. So Josh's dad, David, was at University of the Ozarks, and that's where Joshua went to school. And he's got two grandfathers also who were coaches. Right. So you could say came by it honestly. And, you know, usually when you got a coach, you try to talk his kids out of it. Clearly nobody did, so here he is, and he's led his team to a 31-4 record at Caddo Hills. Yeah,
the two coaching pedigrees of these two, they're, you know, Josh was a great player in his time at West Fork and then in college, so these two guys know what it takes to win at this level. Now they got to try to translate that to their players. All right, let's go through the starting lineups. We'll start with the Indians from Caddo Hills. Tate Dumont, a 6'1 senior, averaging 12 points a game, 8 assists per game as well, 3 steals per game, so he does it at both ends of the floor. Race Young, averaging about 8 points a game. Cameron Gaither, their leading scorer at 20 points a game. He also dishes out 4 assists per game at 6'2". He's a senior. We mentioned Connor Kincannon, a 6-foot senior, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. He is a stat sheet stuffer, so a guy that does a lot of things for them. And then Matt Turner, 8.7 rebounds a game, a 6'1 senior. Not a lot of size on this team. Their tallest player, Andrew West, comes off the bench at 6'5". For the Trojans, Cameron Brister, a 5'9 senior, dishes out 5 assists per game. Taryn Williams, we mentioned the La Tech signee, nearly 20 a game, 8 rebounds at 6'5". Marquise Bolden, 6'1 junior, and you see him there on the court, 9.8 points a game. He averages 3 steals a game as well as 4 rebounds. Jermarian Westbrook, a 6'6 junior, 10 points a game for him and 4 rebounds. And then Kelvin Bowers, a 6'4 senior, 17.3 points a game. He's their leading rebounder at 9 a game, and he had 19 points in that semifinal win, 64-40 over White County Central. So a lot of guys for both teams that could come up in a big way today. Yeah, I think we're going to see an up and down pace. And you mentioned the number of points you're not scoring. You don't have 3 or 4 players on your team averaging in double figures unless you like to get up and down. But I think the rebounding is going to be the key. You were able to off some numbers there, including with Bowers and Williams, the rebounds per game. Got to clean up the glass for Caddo Hills to have a chance to pull this one out. Neither team expected to go too deep into the bench. We're expecting 7, maybe 8 players for each club. So that starting 5 will have a heavy burden on its shoulders as we get underway here in this 2A state championship game. First game today was 2A girls. Congrats to Melbourne, a convincing 55-34 victory over Salem. And Kenley McCarn, our tournament MVP in the 2A girls round. And certainly, boy, you could throw a dart at the board, and a number of guys could end up as an MVP in this game today. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's been a lot of production, a lot of big numbers. We saw the bracket and the results, but who's going to settle in, Justin? We've seen teams get to this stage and play up tight, maybe take a quarter or 2 to settle in. We'll see if these 2 teams can figure it out early and get the pace going. Williams, on paper, certainly the most impressive of all of the starting 5 for both teams combined. And the colorful shoes would be easy to pick out in the crowd, like those. So we'll jump it up here with Gaither going up against Westbrook. And the Trojans control the opening tip. And those white uniforms and the black numerals. Caddo Hills just about an hour away from here. So really good contingent of Indians fans on hand today. We are allegedly holding it at 3,000, but I think we're pushing that number here. We got a great crowd from both sides. Yeah, the entire city of Norman, Arkansas in here as Marion strikes first. Bolden with a 3 from the corner. Opens the scoring here for the Trojans. And now the Indians will try to answer in the early going. It's a nice drive by Kincannon, kicks out to the corner. Good ball movement, but the Trojans defense a little too quick. And it will come back to the Trojans. Good defense there. Some opportunities passed on by the Indians. Really good ball rotation, but I think it was maybe 1 extra pass. Go ahead and pull that 14-footer. Try to get yourself some confidence. So the Indians a little bit of pressure here. Trying to force a turnover, nearly do it midcourt. Good save there by Williams. They'll go to the baseline. Boy, Indians really extending the pressure here early on. There's a 3 by Williams off and cleared away by Gaither. Caddo Hills sinking in that zone. They're going to have to rotate and step out of bounds. It's going to be another turnover.
Yeah, Dumont had his foot on the sideline there right in front of the Lee bench, and unforced error. Can't afford that. Indians still looking for a bucket here as we get underway.
See how Mariana tries to attack this pressure.
There's a jumper, short, smooth. Kelvin Bowers, as we mentioned, a 17-point score. Nice soft touch there from the short corner, knocks it down. 5-zip now for the Trojans. And there's an offensive foul. So Dumont, back-to-back possessions, a mistake. Foot out of bounds, and now the offensive foul gave him a chicken wing and pushed him away there, and that will cost him a possession.
Got to settle in if you're Caddo Hills. 3 turnovers on 3 possessions, a clear forearm flipper.
And sold it too.
Sold it too.
Yeah, you gotta earn the Oscar while you're at it. Why not? 5-zip here. Trojans in control early on. Team that has spent a good portion of the year as the best team in this classification in many people's minds.
21 straight victories going all the way back to the season opener. That was a defeat to Little Rock Parkview.
Indians in a zone defense. Little 1-2-2 look. Up top, Williams has it knocked away for a moment, gets it back. 3-pointer pulled by Westbrook. That's no good. Cleared away by Young. Nearly lost the handle in the backcourt. Saves it in under the Trojans' basket, and the Trojans a little too aggressive that time as Matt Turner secures it and draws the foul.
I like the idea, though, from Mariana. Double team the rebounder. Maybe forced a turnover in the backcourt. Almost got one, but a little too aggressive. Pick up the first foul.
So now the Trojans will counter with some pressure. You're going to have to work to get the ball across for both teams, it looks like, today. In the corner, there's a pull. Back of the iron, no good. Tapped out. Gaither with the offensive rebound. There's another baseline drive. Shot blocked out of there by the Trojans, and they want to run.
Nice strong take, but too many white jerseys in the paint.
Feed inside, shot up and one for Westbrook. Scores it. And early on, Trojans with a death grip on this one. 7-zip and a chance to make it 8-0. Jermarian Westbrook.
Nice strong finish for the 6'7" forward. Takes the bump. I got a chance to complete the 3-point play.
Race Young whistled for the foul, and the 3-point play is indeed converted by Jermarian Westbrook, 6'6" junior with a nice finish inside. He's a double-digit scorer for this Trojan bunch as well. Trap at midcourt, cross-court pass. Risky, and a turnover. Results. There goes Brister. He got tied up on the reach-in by Dumont. And Tate Dumont not having a whole lot of fun right now. Had a couple of mistakes, picked up an offensive foul, now a foul on the break. So he's got a couple of early ones here, and we'll see if Coach Farrell goes to his bench.
Tough start for this offense for Caddo Hills. 4 turnovers and just 2 shot attempts in the first 3 minutes.
Westbrook will drive in and kick. Good ball movement to the corner. Jumper by Brister, no good. Battle for the rebound inside. That was a good effort there by Gaither to go up and over Kelvin Bowers and secure the rebound. We got a foul here in the backcourt. Again, very aggressive play on both sides. We see a handful of free throws from each side of these teams.
Yeah, already 5 combined fouls, and those are the type that is going to drive Coach Wade crazy as they're picking up the cheap foul 75 feet from the basket.
So Trojans back off the pressure here. It's the drive to the baseline. Kincannon, cross court, 3-pointer by Gaither, short, barely drew iron. Good hustle for the save though, and then it's swatted out of there by Westbrook. Another attempt here for Caddo Hills though. Extra pass in the paint, shot up, no good, and tapped away. Man,
yeah.
Good look there for West, the tallest player for the Indians, couldn't get it to go.
Caddo Hills really struggling to get a clean look, and you got to give a lot of credit to the Trojans defense. They're closing out and they're linked, causing a lot of problems for the Indians.
You got a great point. Yeah, they got white jerseys flying all over the place. It is tough to get a good look, and West did have a pretty good crack at it inside there. Shot up inside, no good. Good defense there. West coming in from behind against Williams. Got a run out for the Indians. Euro step, shot up. There's a bucket. And they finally scratch one out. In transition, they get the score. And then a steal in the backcourt. And a layup at the other end. Good job by Young with the steal and the finish. and all of a sudden it's 8-4.
First Kincannon, then Young. 2 quick buckets to get this Indian offense going.
And they keep the pressure on. Trojans get across the timeline. A lot of contact at midcourt. No foul called. And after whacking him, Kincannon offered to help him up. Brister's none the worse for wear, and his team gets a bucket anyway, so no worries for him.
Kelvin Bowers has already knocked down 2 long jumpers, showing some range.
10-4. 3:20 left here in this first quarter. Turner will drive, will shoot, and he misses. There's a nice board by Bowers soaring in there to pull it away.
Nice strong take, though, by Matt Turner. Just couldn't finish in the lane. I like the pace. They're getting up and down.
Yeah, it's an intensely played game for sure. Trojans in the corner. Get it out of there. Looking around the perimeter. There's a feed inside. Another turnaround jumper. Nice touch. Bowers used it all. Gets it to go after it circles the drain and goes down.
6 quick points for Bowers. He averages 17. Well on his way to that average.
Well, they have an 8-point lead now. Jump step inside to no avail. Westbrook with another big block right there on the drive by the Indians. 2:25 left. It's 12-4. All Trojans right now. We'll take a timeout. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
The Arkansas Citizens Access Network gives you a front row seat to your state government. Live stream board and commission meetings, press conferences, legislative proceedings, and more. Events are also archived for 30 days. Receive updates right on your phone by texting ARCAN to 313131. Be informed and get involved at myarkansaspbs.org/ARCAN.
Hey, sports fans, you can get live game stats before we do. All you have to do is download the Engage Arkansas PBS app for your mobile device.
Officials for today's game, Robert Frazier, Deshaun Brown, Jason Squires, going to get a workout today the way these two teams are getting up and down the floor. 12-4, all Trojans right now, and they are making it very uncomfortable on the Indians, especially in the paint. 2 shots have been blocked, and they're going to go back to work here on offense. And that time, boy, tons of pressure. Kylan Bradley, who's their best long-range threat, providing some defense there on the ball. Probably eager to get in this championship game. In the corner, no good. Ball tapped out of bounds, but it's going to go off of Taryn Williams, according to the officiating crew. So Indians will retain the possession with 2:08 left here in this first quarter.
Really nice if you're Mariana to have 24, Jermarian Westbrook at 6'7" in the paint to clean up any would-be drivers, as he already swatted a couple.
There's a rebound ripped away by Matt Turner, initially secured by the Trojans, tapped out of there, and Turner has his first bucket of the day. And that gets his team back within 6, and then an unforced error goes right through the hands of Kylan Bradley in front of his team's bench. It goes into the sideline, and that results in a turnover. 4 turnovers by the Indians so far. That was just the second for the Trojans. There's a drive, shot blocked again. We talked about it, and Jermarian Westbrook is having a day blocking shots. Great transition, shot up, foul, no bucket for Bowers, but he got whacked by Andrew West. And he's holding his face. Is there blood? Oh, he's opened up, I'm afraid. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got a ton of blood on his forehead. He took a big shot. Oh, my goodness. That is a scary moment here. Hopefully that's not as serious as it looks, and they can get him patched up and back in the game, because Kelvin Bowers, in addition to the fact that he's a senior, is having a huge impact in the game. And I think that was very unintentional. And and I hate that. And boy, you saw West go right over there. He knew that he had hit him hard unintentionally and went over to offer some condolences there. But that was not a good scene.
Got 6 points already to Bowers, but we're going to have to see if they can get him cleaned up, and hopefully that doesn't require any extra attention other than maybe a butterfly Band-Aid.
Yeah, well, the official's going over to check on him, I guess, it looks like. And, you know, this is a high school game. If this was college, yeah, he just caught him right across the top of the head. Looked like he was trying to swat the ball and clipped him with the elbow, looked like across the forehead. But, yeah, if this was college, they'd be looking at this on the replay, and he'd probably be assessing a flagrant one, even if it is unintentional.
Yeah. Just caught him with the tip of the elbow on the forehead. And, I mean, we've all seen it before. It's so easy to just get a nick on the forehead, and it opens up like a faucet, and you can see the collision there.
Yeah, well, he immediately reacted by going over and to apologize, and the damage was already done. Boy, hate to see that. Hope he's all right.
Normally they'd send an extra shooter in. Got an official's timeout on the floor.
Well, and the other thing is, you know, I'm going to guess may have some blood. They're working on his head now. It may have some blood on that jersey, too, and I'm wondering if he'll have to change out jerseys, too.
Change numbers. They've already cleaned the floor on where it happened.
Yeah, now, you know, it's like we've been so worried about, you know, COVID all this time. Now you still have your traditional things to worry about, right?
Yeah. It's still basketball. Or another official going to go check on Bowers and find out what's going on.
You see Don Brodell from the AAA over there assessing the situation as well. And the Trojans will come back out on the court here. 12-6. Lee High School out of Mariana in the lead, and they've really been in control.
Did it with their defense to start.
Yep. Indians showing some fight, though. Scrappy. And still talking it over here, getting things sorted out. I've been really impressed with Westbrook. See what he's officially got here. And I can't see it on that stat line, but I'll get it pulled up here. He's got at least 3 blocks, I think.
They've got 3 blocks listed as a team, and I believe all 3 of those are his.
Yes, that's right. We're going to take a quick timeout. 1:34 left. Be back in a moment, wrap up this first quarter. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
Is now in session.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
John's Honda, your hometown dealer for sales and service of Honda motorcycles, ATVs, Honda generators, and Honda lawnmowers. Family owned and operated since 1967, John's Honda offers factory-certified technicians and experienced sales staff.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
All right, we are about to get free throws here as we get back to action. Again, if you are just tuning in or stepped out for a bite or beverage, Kelvin Bowers hit across the forehead by Andrew West on a run out and opened up a gash on his head, and they are still working on him just behind the bench for the Trojans. So stepping to the free throw line, Marquise Bolden, the 6'1 junior, makes the first to extend the lead to 13-6. He's got 4 points now in the game. Missed the second. So overall, despite the ugly moment there, not a horrible result for the Indians as they give up just 1 point.
And it also takes out, for the moment, Mariana's leading scorer as Bowers had 6 points.
Behind the back dribble and a little, again, I think overpassing a little bit on the interior. Connor Kincannon looking to feed Turner along the baseline. Instead, maybe take it up there. Ball goes out off the Indians there, but I mean, we've seen that multiple times. He's got a lot of long arms, a lot of active hands in the paint by the Trojans, and it's just resulting repeatedly in turnovers. This time, though, they are going to say it did go off of the Trojans and it will stay with the Indians with 1:16 left here, down 7. Gaither will trigger it, gets it into Race Young. Good jab step there by Kincannon, trying to get the defender to back off.
Gaither's been quiet, though, for Caddo Hills. Leads the team scoring 20 a game, scoreless in this first.
Kincannon to the corner. Good defense by the Trojans. They are all over the place. It's like a swarm of bees. Good defense again, that time by Brister. Denying Kincannon the lane. 46 seconds. I don't think they're intending to hold for one, but it looks like it. There's a 3, and a badly missed one at that. Out of bounds off of the Indians, and Kincannon's just settled for that 3 out there after the long offensive possession, and no rhythm really for Caddo Hills right now.
They're not used to having to work this hard for a good open look, and that's how they forced one.
Under 40 seconds to play. Trojans cross the timeline. Westbrook, who's had such an impact on the defensive end, gives it away. There's a deep 3, and the lefty, Bradley, airballed it. He's a 41% shooter. Didn't even draw iron that time. Again, two teams really that both possessions kind of settled for a 3 there after it's almost like they got bored passing the ball around and decided, well, we'll just throw one up here.
Yeah, then he picks up a cheap foul there. There's Bradley well into the backcourt. Just 3 team fouls. For as physical as this game has been, the foul count's still not too high.
.11 seconds left. Indians can get as close as 4 with a 3 here. Top Gaither to Kincannon. He'll pull for 3, and that is off to the right. So a rough first quarter for the Indians, but they're within 7, 13-6 after 1. And the Trojans lead it. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
Is now in session.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
John's Honda, your hometown dealer for sales and service of Honda motorcycles, ATVs, Honda generators, and Honda lawnmowers. Family owned and operated since 1967, John's Honda offers factory-certified technicians and experienced sales staff.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
Some first quarter highlights here. See Bolden knock down the 3-pointer, and that was Kelvin Bowers who got off to a good start before he got hit. Finally, the Indians broke through, and they did get a steal and a run out there. Nice finish by Race Young. But there's Bowers again, and hopefully if you're a Trojans fan, he can get back in this game after being patched up over on the sideline. And he is, in fact, back in the game. Is that him? Nope, he's not back in yet. So we'll hopefully get him back in for the Trojans, and I don't see him in the bench area over there. But a score by the Indians to open the second quarter, and we do see the first appearance of a couple of new Trojans here. Jalen Weems is, or excuse me, Connor, that's not right. Let me see here.
23 Weems does look to be in there. He's got a head wrap, though, so, I mean, that technically could be, I guess, Bowers.
I think that's actually Jones. I'll double-check the number here. I think we had a jersey change. There were a couple of questions about the Trojans' jerseys coming in. Baseline jumper up, no good, and a rebound, a tough one inside by Gaither.
Support your team and join the basketball conversation on social media. Just use the hashtag ARPBS Sports.
So baseline drive, cut off. Good block in there by Williams. Indians get it back, though. Just a minute into this second quarter, 13-8. Trojans in the lead.
Nothing coming easy for this Indians offense.
Turner to the baseline, shot up off the glass is good. Another bucket by Race Young. Saw him in the highlight from the first quarter after a steal and finish. And he's helping his team. They're back within 3.
Yeah, really nice start to this quarter for Caddo Hills, 4 straight.
So that's, I believe that's Antoine Jones, 8-point scorer per game, first time in. I think he's in 23 instead of 25, and I'll double check that, but I believe that's correct. He just missed a couple of shots here since coming in. We're 2 minutes in, and another stop. Yeah, that's right. Jones listed as 25, but actually wearing jersey 23, so that was, pardon the confusion. That's high school basketball. Occasionally you get some of that. So there's a foul inside. Glad we got that worked out. That was going to bother me all night.
Yeah. I think a lot of the confusion for me is you look at Kelvin Bowers, who wore 32, and now 23 comes in and has got the head wrap.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. Very physical. Yeah, the stature, very similar.
Well, and we see another Trojan coming in now. And again, they're having to figure things out. Normally, they don't go this deep in the bench.
Connor Kincannon with the line. Does knock that one home. 5 straight points to start this period for Caddo Hills, and it's 13-11. Mariana trying to settle in this second period. Does get it across.
All right, we got it all sorted out now. Whole bunch of jersey changes. All right, apologize.
What do we got? What's the verdict?
Well, we will get it worked out here. Jones is in 25. He just came in the game for the first time. Well, actually had a brief appearance at the end of the first quarter. And
23.
Still don't know.
Still don't know.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet that's Bowers.
There's a pull. Bucket good.
First time we've seen Taryn Williams get into the act with smooth stroke, that 15-footer.
Yes, you're correct. That's exactly right.
That's what I like to hear.
Okay.
You can say that more often if you prefer.
Yeah, let me change Bowers. He was 32, now 23. And they got him worked out after taking that shot to the head.
Got blood on the jersey, had to make the switch. He's got good size, so limited number of jerseys.
Boy, good move there as he spun around, lost the handle, and it goes out off the leg of Connor Kincannon, so it'll stay with the Trojans. 5 minutes remaining.
It's not state title basketball if you don't have a little chaos, a little madness in March. Mariana gonna take a timeout.
5 minutes remaining. All right, let's sort through these stats here. Goodness, sorry about all that. 5 of 17 from the floor, so tough day for the Indians. And a lot of that, again, you got to credit the defense of the Trojans. 29% from the floor. They are 0 for 4 from 3. And then on the other side, Lee is 6 of 12, 50% from the floor, 1 of 4 from 3. And from a rebounding standpoint, Indians doing work, 12-7 advantage there.
Doing a nice job. The Indians, they take care of the basketball. Turnovers starting to mount a little bit, especially early in that contest. They had 4 quick turnovers in that first quarter, but once they've settled in, they've been able to kind of get into a rhythm. Here in the second quarter, able to get to the basket a couple times, and that's why they're within 4.
And so Jalen Weems, who normally wears 23, I don't know if he had to give his jersey up and he's wearing a T-shirt there on the sideline or what the situation is. But, again, you got to tip your cap. Kelvin Bowers, again, in 23 now.
He's penalized for wearing the extra-large jersey.
There you go, exactly. Fighting inside. Boy, what a play by Bowers. Going back up. Can't get it. Tip attempt by the Trojans, no good. Tip up again, no good. And then eventually corralled by Tate Dumont, who draws the foul. Got a shove in the back there.
Mariana really active on the offensive glass. I like the mentality. The shots aren't going down as well as they were early on, now down to 40%. But they're crashing the window, trying to get second and third opportunities. Just nothing going down right now for the Trojans.
Kylan Bradley called for the foul. It's 15-11 after all that. 4.5 minutes to play in this first half. Trojans up 4, but Indians with a chance to cut into it here. There's a feed inside, stolen away by Williams, leading the break.
Good luck.
Good pass inside, bucket up and good. I don't know that Jones ever even saw the basket. Flips it up over his head, got it to go, extends the lead to 6. That was the first 2 for Jones today.
That was a lot of contact there, able to fight through it, no call, but gets the bucket.
Good defense inside. Bowers doesn't foul on the drive and score by Gaither.
They needed to get him going. He was scoreless in the first quarter. The Gaithers now quickly got 5 here in the second.
17-13. Bowers to the corner. Pull-up jumper. Short.
Tough angle there.
Yeah, by Williams. It looked like he was behind the backboard a little bit there. It was a tough angle. And he's had a slow start. Just 2 points for him. There's a deep 3 on the way. Barely drew iron. Maybe not the most advisable shot there by Gaither. Could have dribbled in a couple of times before he pulled the trigger. Williams nearly turns it over, saves it, gets it to Bradley, and then he's bumped.
Really physical on both ends of the floor.
This is just a herky-jerky kind of game. Not much flow here at all. 3:25 remaining, 17-13. It's Lee in the lead. Media timeout. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
At Arkansas PBS, the value we provide our business sponsors is a powerful blend of community engagement, corporate philanthropy, and cause marketing. The PBS audience is loyal and selective, and our viewers choose businesses that support the station they love. A thriving public media station is an essential part of any healthy community, and sponsorship is a solid investment for you and your business. Join us in sponsorship and signal your values on Arkansas PBS.
Now, more than ever, community is important. Local schools, businesses, and charities are in need of support. Each one of us can make a difference. When you volunteer, give, shop locally, or simply participate, you help support and grow your community. It makes us all stronger when we all are involved. I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. We're proud to be a part of this wonderful community and want to encourage each of you to be involved in yours.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Let me see it, let me see it. Bounce, 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 bounce.
3:25 left, second quarter. Lee's got a 17-13 lead. But stay tuned for the Arkansas PBS halftime show with Steve Sullivan for the inspiring story of a Springdale student and in our chat with Lee High School's Kelvin Bowers, the aforementioned. It's all coming up on the Arkansas PBS halftime show.
He will not be talking about the shot to the head he took in the first half.
Exactly.
But
pre-recorded.
I'm looking forward to catching that at halftime now. Very interested. I know one thing. He's a tough son of a gun. Came out here after taking that shot, and he's been going all out ever since. And there's an unforced error by the Trojans and a couple of, what are you doing? I don't know, what are you doing? Looks to each other. As Jones and Williams clearly not on the same page there. Looks like they may drop into a little zone here.
See if they can just give Caddo Hills a different look. They've struggled so much to get clean shots, and now you change the defense on them. You never know, you might force another turnover.
Yeah, it's like that amoeba zone. Got guys everywhere. Bowers closing out on shooters. Yeah, if you'll reverse the ball, you got open looks. But, man, are they doing a great job closing out on shooters. Trojans all over the place. It's like they're playing with 7. Pump fake, drive. Gaither back out. Can Cannon catch and shoot 3? That's good. A lot of defensive effort expended there by the Trojans, but doesn't work out very well for them.
First three-pointer for either side since the first shot of the game. First triple to go down for the Indians, and they're within one.
Boy, near turnover at midcourt. The pressure of the Indians causing problems. Bowers in the corner. And he has it poked away. An evenly contested game. Trojans got off to a great start. Indians fought back into it, and now it's a 1-point separation with 2:18 remaining in the half.
Yeah, Caddo Hills did a really nice job with Coach Farrell settled in after that early run. It was 8-0 to start this one from Mariana. Now the Indians have a chance to strike back and maybe take a lead.
Williams airballed it, shot it over everything, but it's tapped out by the Indians, so it'll stay here with the Trojans.
A little too much mustard on that one.
Baseline inbound. Westbrook's been quiet over the last few minutes. 3 blocks for him. He does his work on the defensive end. Both teams in zone, at least on the most recent possessions. And Trojans satisfied with moving the ball around the perimeter, making this defense move around a little bit. Gonna run a set here, it looks like. Williams gets it back. They're looking inside, trying to work it to Bowers. And there's a walk.
Yeah, this crowd for Caddo Hills really getting into it now. They're across the way, a sea of blue amongst the blue seats here at Banco ZK Arena, but they're starting to feel the momentum inch to their side.
The on-ball defense played by the Trojans, so impressive. I'll tell you, Bradley and Brister both get after you. There's a 3 from the right wing, that's short, and they've had a number of threes fall short. Good offensive rebound, though, stick-to-itiveness for Dumont, and he finishes it off.
Yeah, it's their first lead of the game. A 12-4 run for Caddo Hills has them out in front.
What a comeback. Impressive. We'll see how the Trojans respond with a little adversity here. They have not helped themselves with some unforced errors. But again, give the Indians credit, that zone defense causing problems. Doing a good job keeping it out of the paint. There's another one. Another unforced error. They're going to say it was tipped. Oh, I didn't see it. And Josh Farrell doesn't like the call. But the official was right there, close to it.
They're going to say that Caddo Hills deflected the pass, even though the Mariana player went after it.
I'd have to see the replay on this one.
There's a look at it right here.
Oh, he swiped at it, but he didn't hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, he missed it. But we have the benefit of replay, and the official doesn't. 40 seconds left. Caddo Hills up 1. Trojans with the ball. Bowers will back it out and reset.
A lot of confusion, it looks like, with the Trojan offense, really what they want to get into.
Bowers inside is what they want to get into. Turnaround jumper just short. Excellent offensive rebound by Bolden. Lost the handle. Bowers almost had it, but it ends up in the hands of the Indians. They're going back into the front court. There's a run, a drive, a whistle, and we've got a blocking foul. It's going to go on Bradley, and he was moving, it looked like to me, and the official saw it the same way, so we'll have free throws upcoming with exactly 10 seconds left, and the Indians a chance to extend a 1-point lead.
Yeah, Bradley hit with a tough block there.
Yeah, he was moving the entire time. I think if he sets up, he maybe doesn't draw the foul, and he forces a miss, but instead he slid in, reached his arm out, and draws the foul. So free throw's good.
The second quarter has been all Caddo Hills. 13-4 with another free throw coming in this period.
Front of the iron on that one. So the lead stays at 2. Last chance here for the Trojans in the first half. Bradley in the paint. Left-hand shot, wild one, no good. 2 seconds, 1 second at the buzzer, no. What a comeback by the Indians, and their faithful are hyped. Great crowd on hand for both schools. Incredibly well represented here. Feels like old times at Banco ZK Arena. Lots of fun, first half in the books. And the Indians by 2. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Hello and welcome to the Arkansas PBS Sports Halftime Show. I'm Steve Sullivan coming to you from the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame in North Little Rock. We'll have you back to that Boys 2A championship game at Bank OZK Arena in just a minute. But first, we want to introduce you to a remarkable tech-savvy Springdale student who used his ingenuity and empathy to give back and help others. Take a look.
I've been needing a new leg. My parents had to pay for a new leg every year because I kept growing. And then my East facilitator, Mr. Worthy at my elementary school, he introduced me to 3D printing. He showed me all these designs that I can do, and I was like, oh.
When I first met Arkin, he went to school here. He was first grade. I'd see him in PE every now and then or running around at recess, and I actually had no idea he had a prosthetic leg until he was in third grade. We had him using Tinkercad a little bit, which allowed him to get in front of the computer and just kind of play around. And it wasn't for a couple of months until he started thinking, all right, well, what about this leg?
50 Legs was a crazy story. So I had the kids join a Facebook group for Glowforge users. One post on the group asked for us to submit our social media pages. People wanted to see what everyone else was doing. From there, people started going through our social media and they found Arkin and his story. A lady named Kelly, she reached out and said, you need to contact these people.
I had heard the story about Arkin printing a 3D leg for himself, and of course was very interested in hearing more about that. 50 Legs is a great organization that really helps reduce the financial burdens to families by providing financial assistance, by helping with plane tickets and hotels and things of that nature, and then they also pay for the actual legs themselves for the children.
I mean, it's an awesome, I like it. What you can do is, I mean, you'd see most of the dolphin, but it would be like that.
I came from Marshall Island after I graduated high school, and I was like 8 months pregnant with them. A few weeks after I moved to Springdale, I had him, and at the hospital I was asking my dad for names, and my dad came up with 2 names. The first one was Leverett, which is Arkin middle name, and then the other one was Arkin. And I kind of like Arkin. I was like, oh, let's go with this name, Arkin. And I asked him, what does Arkin mean? And he said, that's the short name for Arkansas. I'm from the Marshall Islands, so I picked like the ocean, because I've never been to the beach, so I just want ocean way.
You know, I thank God for organizations like 50 Legs and other organizations that go out there and trying to say, hey, we're not just going to let these kids be forgotten. We're not going to let them just hold their head low and not be able to get out there and play with the other kids and run with the other kids, because as you saw, he's just as fast as any other kid, and he can get out there and play with all the other kids as long as he's given that opportunity.
We ended up ordering just one of the liners and a sleeve for him, just one of each. And that came out to just over $1,500 just for that. We struggle, you know, we live just like anybody else does, paycheck to paycheck. And I mean, we want to save, but Arkin has special needs that needed to be met before we got this opportunity with 50 Legs.
You know, I find it very unfair that, okay, well, we can get you walking, but if you want to run and keep up with all the other kids and everything else, either your parents are going to have to pay thousands of dollars to try to get this, which a lot of people don't have, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to have a running leg. And the community here just stepped up to help him, and that's what we're supposed to do, to help one of each other.
It's been a month and a half since we've been from Florida, and my leg's been really doing fine right now. I didn't really know anybody that had a prosthetic leg at all. Like, you know, it made me feel better about myself.
When we got him connected with Florida and 50 Legs, and seeing him come back from that, he's a different person. He really is. He's more outgoing. He's wanting to show off his leg. He's wanting to be proud of what he's accomplished and where he's been, and that's something that we couldn't have taught him here just by 3D printing his leg.
It's changed my life because I didn't even know what 3D printing was. Now I'm just constantly thinking of new ideas, what I
What a great story. Archon has my vote as an all-star. Okay, switching gears now. Our own RJ Hawk had the opportunity recently to catch up with Kelvin Bowers of Marianna. RJ, take it away.
Hey, thanks. I'm joined by Kelvin Bowers now. And Kelvin, it's your senior year. A lot's gone on to this year. You know, you've had to deal with COVID, you're rescheduling games. What's it been like as a senior, your final year, trying to prepare for the basketball season?
It's been very hard, especially with conditioning, because I'm out of shape. Like, I'm still out of shape. I'm trying to get better with it.
When you say it's been hard, I mean, has it been hard just gelling with your teammates, or has it just been harder for you individually trying to prepare for the basketball season?
Both.
Now, there's 7 seniors on this basketball team, you being one of them. You guys, I would imagine, y'all played a lot of games together. How's it been, working with those guys throughout the year?
It's been great. I love my teammates. They always bring me up. I'm always bringing them up when I'm always. And whenever we down, we always push each other, pick each other head up.
You're at a school outside of Marianna called Lee High School, and a lot of folks don't know. You think of Marianna, you think of Marianna High School and things like that. But talk about your team. You guys are playing some great basketball this year. What's really been the most impressive thing about your team so far this year?
Chemistry. Like, we had no chemistry at first, and this year just exploded.
When you think about a state championship or getting to that title game, what kind of, when you're daydreaming, what do you think about?
I can't explain. I just want to get there.
Yeah.
We got one game short last year. This is motivation.
Okay, let's talk about after high school. What are you planning on doing after high school? Going on to play basketball somewhere else? What are you planning on doing?
I'm going to college, I'm probably going to college. I'm probably try to work on my CDLs.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So you want to travel the roads, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. I got you. What are you doing around Marianna for fun these days? Like, when you're not playing basketball, hanging out with your friends, what are you doing around Marianna?
Going downtown to play basketball or playing the game.
So it's basketball 24/7 for you.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Well, my man, I appreciate the time. Best of luck to you the rest of the way. We'll be keeping up with you not only this season, but throughout the rest of your career and life. And we always appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Guys, we've got a good one. His name's Kelvin Bowers over around the Marianna area. We're going to send it back out to you at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
Thanks, RJ. Always great to hear about students doing well on and off the court. We'll be keeping an eye on Kelvin's future. And don't forget to keep up with what's happening during the games and all the exciting things happening at Arkansas PBS with our new Engage app. You can download the app at the App Store or on Google Play. That's going to do it for the halftime show. Let's get you back to the Bank OZK Arena for the second half of that boys 2A championship on the home of the high school state basketball finals, Arkansas PBS.
Welcome back in. Second half is on tap here at Bank OZK Arena. A 2-point halftime lead for Caddo Hills over the Lee Trojans. And Bobby, it was a kind of an uneven first half, and a lot of that created by intense defense at both ends.
It really was. Marianna had Caddo Hills flustered in that first quarter, jump out to a 13-6 lead, and it was the exact opposite in the second quarter as Caddo Hills turned up their full court pressure and held Marianna to just 4 points in the second 8-minute frame.
Yeah, neither team shot it particularly well. You see Caddo Hills at 36%, Lee County 1% worse. Both teams struggle from long range. Oddly enough, we opened the scoring today with a three-pointer for Lee. That was their only make of the first half. 1 of 7 for Caddo Hills in the paint. A huge advantage for the Indians. Turnovers even and points off, an advantage to the Indians. Rebound advantage, too, to Caddo Hills. And we talked a lot about the size advantage that we thought, the Trojans would bring or did have, but it hasn't really played out that way here today. And I'll tell you, in the first game, expected to see a couple of players rise up in that first 2A game. And you got a star player in Tyron Williams that had a very quiet first half. They need a big second half out of him. And here are some of the highlights from the first half. We mentioned that three-pointer. That was the 1-3. So I hope you got a good look at that shot by Bolden.
We talked about the big numbers that everybody's scoring. Williams with 20, Bowers with 17 on the other side, Kincannon 18, Gaither 20. All those guys have really been held in check. Granted, the 19-17 score has a lot to do with that. Try to settle in. Obviously, no matter how poorly you played in the first half on either side, you got a chance to win yourself a state championship here after the break.
Second half action, here we go, and it'll be the Trojans with the first possession. Williams, again, averaging 19.8 points a game, headed to La Tech to play after this, his senior season. Just 2 points in the game so far. We'll see if he can get going. They try to feed Bowers inside, and it's another turnover. Indians on a run out. Finish, good. Gaither getting ahead of the pack there for the score. Lead extended to 4. The Trojans have not scored in some time. And, you know, it was a tale of two quarters. 13-6 lead advantage after one, and a 13-4 advantage in the second quarter for these Indians. There's a steal at the other end. Scramble for it. And it's going to stay on this end with the Trojans. Good hustle by both teams there.
Yeah, the defense starting to get in the passing lanes, and as difficult as it was for the Indians offense to get anything going, now the Trojans were having a tough time as they reverse the call. It is going to be a turnover. Got to give a lot of credit to Josh Farrell and that staff and those guys to make the adjustment to make life miserable for the Trojans.
Manuel Way trying to implore his team as well from the Trojan bench. He's been standing out the whole time. Same can be said for Josh Farrell. And the defense is, again, making it very difficult. Well, if you can get something in transition, it feels like a real gift because the half-court offenses have had a tough time finding any room to work. 21-17. There's a drive, a scoop, and a miss by Gaither.
Able to split the double team, but left his feet too early.
Bowers pulls up in transition. His shot no good. Scramble for it. And we've got we're
going to get Caddo Hills a timeout.
So we'll keep it here. 30-second timeout call for.
The first three jumpers in that first quarter went down for Bowers. That was part of that early 8-0 run. But really since then, since the big blow to his head, that caused him to lose a few minutes and maybe a couple ounces of blood, Bowers hasn't been quite the same.
I mean, somebody came over here and elbowed me in the head and I lost some blood. I don't know if I'd be as sharp in the second half calling the game either, so I can certainly, I will say the effort's still been there. Bowers has been getting up and down, gotten after. He's been on the floor a couple of times, and I give him a lot of credit. I mean, it would be a natural reaction to sort of want to protect that gash that you had on your head from earlier in the game, but he has really gotten after it here today. He's been a good spark from an energy standpoint. The one guy, again, I'm looking at here is Williams. I'm just really surprised that he's had such a tough time getting into the flow of the game. Just the 2 points, I was really expecting to see some, you know, highlight reel moments from him, and we've got a ways to go, but I've heard so many good things. Surprised that he's having such a tough time getting started.
Yeah, one of those things, maybe you have to give him a little credit. He's not trying to force anything. He's not doing too much. Well, maybe for this second half, you might call on him and say, okay, it's your time to shine.
Well, there are guys, and you know about him, who a bad shot is a good shot. I mean, you know, if he's your best player, sometimes you do need to force things a little bit. There's a touch foul along the sideline.
Pretty physical in the first half. That's really what we call the first real touchy foul we've seen today.
I got Bowers for that one. Now, does he get 5 extra fouls? Do you get,
should.
You get 5 in 23 and 5 in 32? Gaither feeds Turner. Back out. Kincannon, a little delay. Kicks to the wing. Dumont 3, good.
Really nice draw and dish there, Justin. They penetrate the zone, they collapse, you kick it out for the wide open look.
That is just the third made 3 between the two teams, and then a turnover at midcourt. Indians want to run. Pull up, floater, offensive foul. Missed opportunity there by the Indians, oh my. It was Race Young racing in, and he ran over a Trojan in the process, and that was a big opportunity missed.
Yeah, that's the opportunity. You'd love to see him take that jump stop. We never see it much and more. Make the jump stop, compose yourself, but really nice job by Cameron Brister to get in front and draw that charge, get it going the other way.
7 points, the gap right now. Trojans trying to fight their way back in. Another near turnover at midcourt.
18-4 run going back to the start of that second quarter.
Brister desperate and holds on to it. Three-pointer up and down at the other end. Westbrook with a big three. He did work on the defensive end of the first half, trying to help his team on the offensive end now, and they needed that. Got him back within 4. Ball tapped out of bounds into the Lee faithful.
Really needed that three. It's a big shot from Westbrook. They made one layup and one early in the first half. It's a big shot, and their first made three-pointer since the first possession of this game.
The woman struggling to get the ball in the first row. We might have been here all night if Kincannon had not jumped over the table and gone to get the ball. Being what it is in a pandemic, I got yelled at being in a Southland Conference game this year when I reached for a ball that came over near my broadcast position. So I don't even bother to get up anymore. Driving kick, Turner holds on to it, and then he got bumped and fouled. And that's the second quick one.
It's a bad foul for Bowers. I like the hustle, I like the effort, but you got to be smarter than that. Now he picks up his third personal. Now, a little less than 5 minutes left in this third quarter. He's got to head to the bench.
Yeah, that is 3 on him now.
Appreciate all you fans who watch the Hogs for jumping on the broadcast now. We know you flipped over.
Is that one in the books?
That one's in the books. 17-point win. Never a doubt.
Never a doubt. Man, what a weird game that was. Well, I'm happy for them. They play on, and so they get the winner. Utah State was leading Texas Tech, yeah. So we'll see. Here in this 2A state championship game, it's been a it's been a fight. There's Turner on a drive. They got a block. That's the right call.
Yep. Feet were moving there for Williams.
His tough day continues, Bobby. Just really a tough day for Williams. And yeah, he slid in there. I think Turner had the right idea there, taking it right at him.
Yep, that's a good ball fake. Fake left, go baseline, and just beat Williams to a spot, but they did call it on the foul. On the floor, excuse me.
That's his second. Cannon and Gaither, he'll pass it off to the corner. And that time, no good for Dumont. Battle for the rebound inside. Jones will bring it to the front court. That ball blocked out of there. Good hustle by Kincannon, got the swat, and then we got to reach in on the rebound.
That might have been really close to a goaltend. About the time it got to the backboard, he pinned it against it, but nice.
Oh, okay, we got a late whistle. They're going to say the foul occurred on the shot. A very late whistle.
So Westbrook's shot was blocked. Offensive board by Jones.
The lefty misses the free throw, yeah. 24-20. Indians leading this one.
Look at it here. This is a great block.
Oh, it was on the rebound attempt.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Jones had gone in there on the break, but he's the one that got the offensive rebound. But it works out okay for the Indians because he missed both free throws. Baseline feed. Dumont steps back. They close out on him. Kincannon. Stop and go. Driving in. And another foul.
Travel.
Oh, they could say he walked with it. Okay, yeah. I thought we had a reach in.
I think the near official was going to call a foul, and the far official, the one closest to the action, said he shuffled the feet.
Well, if you like defense, it's the game for you. It has been herky-jerky. Not a lot of rhythm or flow. There's
job.
Another turnover. Yeah, Turner sticks his paw in there, knocks it away. Going the other way is Young. Gets it up to his teammate Kincannon. He can't get it to go, but he took a shot. And he's shaking that right arm. Took a big shot on that right shoulder. He'll be at the free throw line after the media. 3:56 remaining in the third quarter. Low-scoring defensive affair. 24-20. Caddo Hills over Lee. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
John's Honda, your hometown dealer for sales and service of Honda motorcycles, ATVs, Honda generators, and Honda lawnmowers. Family owned and operated since 1967, John's Honda offers factory-certified technicians and experienced sales staff.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
You want a copy of this state championship game? Well, we know you do. Go to mmproductions.net. You can place your order. You can listen to Justin's sweet tones over and over again.
You can listen to us try to figure out who's wearing what jersey today. That was fun. Free throw is good by Kincannon. Extends the lead to 5. Finally, a calm moment. This has been one that has been really, I mean, it's been uncomfortable because of the defenses and the way they played today. Second free throw misses. And the Trojans will bring it inside. There's a lefty, floater, no good. Missed opportunity there by Bradley. Scramble for it, Turner comes out of there with it. And the Indians want to run. Floater, up, good, block. That was a 50-50 call and a heck of a finish there by Race Young. This guy, parents named him right. This kid loves to get out and run down the court.
That's one of the few times that crashing the boards on the offensive end is going to hurt you. Mariana sent everybody to the glass, allowed Caddo Hills to get out in front, and that 50-50 call went against the Trojans. The one previous to, the Trojans got the benefit of the doubt.
Three-point play. Boy, huge moment. 28-20.
Largest lead of the game for either side.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly where I was going. And still feels like it's a game that's very much up in the air. We still have half of this third quarter left. And that man right there needs to get going, and he does right on time. Man, do they need something out of him. Finally, Taron Williams gets a bucket. And he's going to have a chance at a three-point play to counter what we just saw on the other end.
Yeah, they're going to call on number 5 and white, Coach Wade. He says, all right, this is your time. You've got 12 minutes to get us to a title. Pretty good hands to be in if you're a Trojan fan.
Turner just enough of a shove in the back to draw the foul. And the three-point play converted, and all of a sudden lead back within 6. 3:20 left here in this third quarter. Both these crowds, I mean, they're on their feet. They're into it. You hear the Trojan faithful behind us chanting, defense, defense. I mean, this is a great environment again. I think a lot of people were questioning as Kincannon scores inside whether we'd ever see this again. New normal. We heard that term a lot. Yep. Buddy, we are back. We are back. Obviously, there's still some work to do in regards to the pandemic, but man, is it great to see basketball with fans in a high-intensity environment. Bowers inside, shot up, got whacked again. Man, they are all over him. He took a shot that time. Kincannon with a full-arm swing. Bowers bounces right back up.
Now, this is not a political statement to finish what you're talking about. A full arena, I'm all about it. I'm for it.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, as a broadcaster, obviously, as a fan to be caught up in it, it's so much fun to be surrounded by other folks all cheering for one side or the other.
Calling football games this fall is just so weird. You know, people having to wear masks and you can't hear really any chants, and you can hear the players on the field. It's a very odd feeling, but this is as normal as we've been since, well, I guess this time last year.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. 30-23. Got a discrepancy between the stats and the scoreboard, so we'll get that sorted out. But 2:48 remaining. Second foul on Turner, I believe. Or do they get I think they got Kincannon on that one. So Bowers free throw good.
I don't think they ever gave the extra point to Williams when he converted the three-point play.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Second free throw good. Good trip for Bowers. And he deserved it. He took the abuse on that one. His team's back within 5. 2:45 to go. Trojans pressure in the backcourt. Also just enough trouble. Boy, a near steal there. Good hustle by Jones. Almost got him a steal. Couldn't quite get there in time.
You just feel the intensity in the arena, and we still got 2.5 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is going to be an exhausting one for sure. You're going to have two very tuckered out teams when this one's over. And a timeout by the Indians on the sideline. They were about to get a 5-second call.
Coach Josh Farrell takes the timeout and rally the troops a little bit. You can feel the momentum starting to shift to the other side. And to the crowd behind us, Mariana's starting to feel it a bit.
honestly, I'm surprised there haven't been more turnovers as intensely as this game has been played at both ends.
Agreed.
10 by Lee, 8 by the Indians.
And 4 of those were in the first 3 or 4 minutes by Caddo Hills. They've really settled into their offense and done a nice job of working for the shot. 12 of 28 from the field for them. Just 9 of 25, though, for the Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, they've upped their average, Indians have, to 43%. Everybody's struggling from 3. Both teams under 30%. 2 of 7 for the Trojans, 2 of 9, 22% for Caddo Hills. Rebounding, that's a number we've kept an eye on. 20-16 advantage for the Indians. Again, the undersized team doing work.
Yeah, in the paint. That's impressive. 20-6 advantage in the paint.
Williams
much smaller.
Williams and Kincannon, 2 of our stars, matched up on each other. They get it to Turner. Gaither, left wing 3, just off the rim. 2 Trojans skying for it. And a near turnover. Jones just flips it up to a teammate. There goes Brister. And he missed the wide open layup. Bowers follow no good, but he draws the foul. Boy, missed opportunity there. Just got to concentrate and finish that one off for Cameron Brister. Had a point blank look. And lucky for him, it was Kelvin on the spot. Bowers coming in behind him to clean up the mess. Free throw, no good.
Caddo Hills going to be in the bonus for the remainder of the game. That's going to be potential for a lot of free throws, but they're struggling at the line as a whole. A little over 50%.
Second free throw, no good, but an offensive rebound, and then an air ball by Westbrook. Did a great job to get the rebound, and then he airballed it, but the ball will stay with the Trojans as it goes out of bounds.
Kincannon got the loose ball, but was standing on the end line before he can throw it off a Trojan defender.
2:11 left here in a third quarter that seems like it's taken forever. Wildly played, but lots of fun.
Kicked the ball there. No shot clock reset because, well, there's no shot clock.
There you go. Not yet.
Maybe next year, fingers crossed. We're hoping.
Jones will trigger it. He'll get it in and set the offense. Brister calls it. 2 minutes to go. His team down 5. Zone defense continuing to cause problems for the Trojans. They feed it inside. I think Turner got it nailed on that one, and he did. This second.
So now the next foul going to send either team to the line.
And 6 apiece here. Minute 55. We know every point's going to be critical in a low-scoring affair like this one. Inbounds, Bowers, catch and shoot, no good. Didn't get much on that one. Never really got his shoulders squared up. Indians want to run. Gaither gets it to his teammate in the corner, and Young's 3 is no good. Here comes Williams in the front court. He got bumped, and he knows what's up. To the free throw line he goes.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad foul, to be quite honest. Mickey Murnett. Williams had a full head of steam, and he was headed for the rim.
That's a third on Young. Make it 4. That's 4 on Young.
That's big.
Yeah. Williams today, 1 for 1 at the free throw line. As a team, 50%, 5 of 10 for the Trojans, 4 of 7 for Caddo Hills.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. It's not my place to say anything, but Taryn Williams had blood on the back of his shorts. So he's just going to jog into the hallway, disrobe, and change the trousers.
He was looking at his hand, it looked like, too. Maybe get a little cut on his finger or something that caused it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's on the back of his thigh. They had the inbounds pass. I believe it was at the start of this third quarter. But I noticed when he's standing right in front.
They're going to sub in Bradley at the free throw line. I don't think there's any gamesmanship going on here because, as we mentioned, Williams, outstanding player, and obviously that doesn't work out well anyway. Kincannon corrals the rebound.
5 of 11 at the foul line now for the Trojans.
Kincannon, nice behind-the-back dribble, draws the foul on the reach-in.
We could be in for a long, long finish to this contest with the teams going to the foul line.
This game tipped off shortly after 1. Minute 33 to go in this third quarter. 30-25. Caddo Hills with the lead at the free throw line. Kincannon, he is 2 of 4 today. 4 of 11 from the floor. Tough shooting day overall.
It has really not been poor offense. This has been really good defense, really tight defense on both ends.
Kincannon makes the front end. He has 12 now. He's the only player for either team in double figures. Missed the second. Still just a 6-point lead, though.
Caddo Hills just 5 of 9 from the stripe. Both teams leaving some points out there.
To the corner, 3-pointer up, too strong. Battle for the rebound. About 6 guys got a hand on it. And the Trojans had a possession, and they call it jump ball. That was an awfully quick whistle. Don't agree with that one. I don't think anybody had possession. And on the alternate, it'll go back to the Indians. It's a bad break for the Trojans right there.
It really is. All the 50-50 balls and maybe even the 50-50 calls have been going to the guys in blue more so than the Trojans in white.
Just over a minute left in this third quarter. Turner thought about it. Gives it up. There goes Gaither.
Good look.
Good feed to West. Missed the layup. And he blew the open layup there after the good ball movement. Williams lost the handle, gave it up. He's back in. See if these new shorts are the key to success for him. Now I think there's a guy sitting on the bench with no jersey and a guy sitting on the bench with no shorts.
Hope it's not the same player.
That would be bad. That would be bad, yes. Well, they all have their warm-up, so that's good. Williams to Brister. Patient possession here, 25 seconds left. A near turnover there by Westbrook. There goes Williams, try to feed Bowers, ball tapped out. Behind the back, toss by Turner, saves it into Gaither. What an effort, and a run out here to West. West picks up his dribble, hands it off. There goes Dumont, baseline foul.
What a great heads-up play. You're trapped in the corner. Instead of wasting a timeout with time running down, you just throw it into the backcourt, because if you turn it over, not a big deal. Your defense is already set up on one end. You luckily find a teammate and get him to the foul line.
I've got to see Turner's behind the back save again. What a spectacular play by Matt Turner, the senior. Making a championship play in a championship game. Free throw by Dumont is good. Lead extended to 7.
Here's a look at it.
Watch this hustle, and that is impressive. Throws it off of Bowers, and it ends up in Gaither's hands, and he's trapped over there on the sideline. Gets it up court, and it results in a free throw. So they add 1 to their total. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Williams lost the handle, gives it up, and they don't even get a shot off.
It's great defense by Caddo Hills there to close the period and keeps them at lead at 7 as we head to the final frame.
Fourth quarter action coming up. Indians by 7. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Now, more than ever, community is important. Local schools, businesses, and charities are in need of support. Each one of us can make a difference. When you volunteer, give, shop locally, or simply participate, you help support and grow your community. It makes us all stronger when we all are involved. I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. We're proud to be a part of this wonderful community and want to encourage each of you to be involved in yours.
Without you, Arkansas PBS Sports would not be possible. Consider becoming a member to support Arkansas high school sports. Just go to myarkansaspbs.org for information.
13, a lucky number here today. Lead Trojans scored 13 in the first quarter to take a lead. Caddo Hills has scored 13 in the second, 13 in the third, and now they are in control by 7 as we enter the final frame of this 2A Boys State Championship. It has been a defensive game. There's a 3
big time
by Brister to open the scoring here in the fourth quarter. And those are looks that both teams have had, just haven't really settled for threes very often. Kincannon picks up an offensive foul at the other end. So Brister makes the play with the three-pointer at one end, comes back and stands up on the defensive end to draw the charge.
Yeah, that might have been a partial forearm out there for the offense, but a big flop on the defense.
Well, you got to sell it. We talked about
Absolutely.
that earlier. 32-28. Let me make it real easy on the official here. As you fly through the across the floor and mop it up over there. Works out fine. And then a turnover. West steals it off the Kincannon deflection. Kincannon forcing the issue. Kicking to Gaither. Boy, he just went through 4 defenders, shot up, draws the foul. Avoids the Wolf situation with a defender coming behind him, weaves in between 2 or 3 other guys, and then gets fouled as he goes up. What an effort there.
Yeah, he's making the intangible plays. You know, he's not getting the volume points that he's used to, averages 20 a game, just 7 here today, but finding a way to get it done in other ways.
Well, he met Bowers in midair, and Bowers, in the process, drew his 4th foul of the game. So we may see, and we'll see what Emmanuel Wade decides to do, but he's got a player on the cusp of being fouled out here. Free throw is good. 5 now for Gaither. Lead back to 6. 7 minutes to play. Williams still quiet today. 5 points. Had 2 early. Had a 3-point play in this second half and still has yet to find any kind of rhythm.
And Caddo Hills is just going to make Mariana work it around the perimeter, trying not to give up any easy looks on the inside.
Yeah, they're working Williams down low. They've had him bracketed half the time on this possession. There's a pull-up jumper. Back of the iron, cleared away. Good job by Westbrook. Gets it back out to Brister. Feed the baseline. Jones up and under. Bucket, no good. But he is headed to the free throw line.
The thing I like about this, and this is maybe the ugly side of basketball that some people might appreciate, they're making you earn it. If you're going to go up for a layup, you're going to get hammered.
Yeah, this is like 1970s NBA ball.
I'm all for it. Bill Lambier is somewhere watching this game smiling.
We'd like it. Caddo Hills jerseys, mind you, a lot of the old Detroit Pistons. Free throw good there by Jones with the free throw. And the lefty had a forgettable trip last time to the free throw line. Makes the first. Makes the second. Big trip there. Gets his team back within 4 with 6.5 to play.
Starting to extend that pressure a little more is Mariana. See if they can force a turnover, get an easy bucket going the other way.
Dumont being harassed out near midcourt by Brister. Gives it up. And a patient offensive possession here for the Indians.
A 5-second count working up top.
And I don't love my guard dribbling that close to midcourt either. He's going to get himself hung up over there. Dribbles by the defender that time. Gives it away to Kincannon. And they're just running some clock and then a turnover. Williams didn't see it coming though, as Brister threw it off of his back. And Williams, no chance to retrieve the pass. And it goes out of bounds back to the Indians. That is another unforced error by these Trojans. Turner, they leave him alone, and then he got ripped from behind. Good hustle by Jones coming up behind him. His teammates have got to help him out there. 5.5 to go. So a couple of mistakes by each team.
Dangerous pass there.
Thought Brister might pull the trigger there. Sunk back in the zone. They move the ball around the perimeter well. There should be some open perimeter jumpers. There's a feed inside. Jones, 2 defenders fall to the floor, and Jones joins them down there. No foul called, and he's got an ankle. Grabs that left ankle immediately as he fell down on top of the 2 Indians players who had gone to the court on the drive. Heck of a bucket by Jones, and he is hurting big time with that left leg. And
yeah, I don't know. Jones has took that one strong, but I don't know if it was strong enough to knock down 2 Caddo Hills defenders. I think they both tried to take the bump, both took the flop, and then no call.
We're going to run out of statues here today. The Oscars are going to be, it's not supposed to be going out for a while, but they're handing a bunch of them out today. That was a great sell job in there.
Another look at it. Not 1, but 2.
Well, he did hit Turner, and then I don't know that West has a case. Oh, no, excuse me. That was Gaither, I think, that may not have a case on that one. But nevertheless, no foul called. I like that as a play on.
Good look there.
Good feed inside. Turner lets 2 guys fly by. He missed it, though. Now they get it back down low. Kincannon, shot good. Excellent job by the Indians staying with that one. After the miss by Turner, And again, back to 4 now. Kincannon with 14.
That's a big bucket for Kincannon, and Caddo Hills pushes that lead back up to 2 possessions. Don't give the Trojans a chance to take the lead.
Kincannon remains the only player in the game with double figures. There's a 3 by Brister in a right time. He's got his team within 1.
Brister was scoreless heading into this fourth quarter. He's knocked down 2 huge triples.
No doubt, huge buckets for him. And against the zone, you would think they could have gotten that more often today. Kincannon into the paint. Pull up from 14's good.
Smooth.
And an immediate timeout by the Caddo Hills bench.
Kincannon with 16. Doing the heavy lifting for the Indians.
Average is 18. He's almost there. Gaither with a quiet day. 14 below his average. But it is all about the team effort today. Kincannon, though, you're right, has picked it up. 6 of 13 now. Foul trouble. Young has 4 for Caddo Hills, and 4 for Bradley, 4 for Bowers for the Trojans.
Both teams are in the bonus. Hasn't really been much of a factor here in the fourth quarter. Third quarter, we thought we were going to have a free throw marathon, but not so much here in the fourth. Both teams with 9 fouls, so they're going to shoot 2. Either side goes to the stripe.
It's really remarkable, the frantic pace and the way these teams have gotten after each other, that we haven't seen more of that. And there's that last 3 by Brister. Just a huge moment to get his team really close in this one. 4:10 left. Don't go anywhere. Pressure in the backcourt. Bradley will bring it up. Has 3 defenders around him. Bowers, if they go quickly, they should have had a huge advantage there. Bradley back in the game now with those 4 fouls. Good feed inside and fouled. Good pump fake there by Westbrook as he pump fakes the defender into the air, draws the foul. We'll have a media timeout before these free throws are shot. 3:56 remaining. 38-35. Caddo Hills in the lead. We'll be back with those free throws after this. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home to your first child and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Financial planning can include annuities. There's estate planning and gift giving and other concepts like these, but why not just give us a vehicle? Simple.
Is now in session.
Experience the action over and over and over again next week. You can watch it all on youtube.com/ArkansasPBS.
Jermarian Westbrook perfect at the line today, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and that's a big one to get his team within 2 with 3:56 remaining here in this 2A state title game. After falling behind after a quarter, Caddo Hills Indians roared back. But now it's the Trojans who have worked their way back in, outscoring their counterparts 12-6 here in this fourth quarter to make it a 1-point game. You like drama? Stick around.
Both teams have led by as much as 8, most recently Caddo in the third quarter. They got to grind it out for the Final Four.
Gaither, crossover dribble. Step back, was looking to shoot. Drops it to Turner inside. They lost him. They lost him inside. Turner with 4 points now, just his second basket of the game. Talk about stepping up big time at a critical juncture. Lead pushed back to 3.
Every time they get challenged, this Caddo Hills, they seem to find an answer on the offensive end.
Brister calls the play. 3 minutes feels like an eternity in this game. To the corner, cross court. Extra pass. Corner 3. It's good. We're deadlocked at 40 with 3 minutes remaining.
Westbrook has risen to the occasion today. 11 points. That's his second 3.
He did it with defense early, and now he moves into the land of double figures. An area only occupied by Kincannon for Caddo Hills through most of the day. Kincannon, for his part, has 16. Now 12 officially for Westbrook. There's a drive. Wild scoop by Gaither. They're going to call a block, though. And if that's Bradley, that's 5. He's done. And he knows it. Wastes no time heading to the bench. Oh, we are all locked up at 40. And back comes Jones. Oh, and yeah, Bradley's got to work on his charge-taking game there. He's moving the whole time. He's sliding knees out in front of the offensive player. That's not the way to do it. Free throw rattles out. We stay 40 all.
8 of 14 from the stripe now. Caddo Hills.
Second is good. 41-40. Williams working in the backcourt with Brister against the pressure of the Indians. Williams across the timeline, driving and kicking. Westbrook thought about it, it looked like for a moment, but instead pulls it out.
He's had the hot hands.
It's a 1-point game. Yeah, I think if you're going for the perimeter, you want Brister or Westbrook pulling the trigger here.
Both of those have knocked down 2 threes in the second half.
Williams, patient. Cross court to Brister, back to Williams. 2 minutes to play. No rush and no need to, but you're not making the defense work either.
Yep.
Just holding the basketball. Very stagnant possession, and most of the day when we've seen teams with stagnant possessions, it's resulted in a turnover or something negative. And there's a near one right there, and it results in a turnover.
Yep.
We just talked about it. I mean, how about that for clairvoyance?
Speak it into existence, Mr. Acree.
Well, I had no ill will towards the Trojans, but we've seen it on both ends. I mean, we've seen the Indians do the same thing.
Got to be on the attack, especially against these zones, because they're willing to sit back and let you make a mistake.
Well, this reminds me of my old football coach who said 3 things can happen when you pass it, 2 of them are bad. Well, that's what happened here. I mean, you got 2 good defenses that are so active, and you pass it around 15 times in a possession, something can definitely go wrong.
Yep. And now Caddo Hills going to do much of the same because they have a lead. If they want to sit there and play catch on the perimeter, they can do so because now the clock, even though that 1-point lead is the slimmest of margins, that's their best friend.
Yeah, this is the kind of game where you've got to have a shot clock. I mean, it absolutely has got to come into existence again at all levels. There's a feed down low and a miss by Young. Good defense, good recovery by Bowers. And then a great effort by Gaither to steal it away and get it to Young for the score. What a great effort for the score to make it a 3-point game again. Incredible stick-to-itiveness by Gaither and a heads-up catch and finish by Young. Williams cross court, catch and shoot 3. Back of the iron. Williams with a great rebound to keep the possession for his team. 40 seconds left. 3-point game. Bowers out. Extra pass. Now Williams. They got to do something quickly here. 30 seconds. Don't have to have a 3, but you're down 3. You got to go. And
I think it's a smart timeout.
Yeah, Coach Wade's going to talk it over. I mean,
really got to settle the troops. They didn't really have a great idea of what they wanted to get in. Communication wasn't coming in from the sideline. Great job by Coach Wade and his staff to call that timeout to set something up in the huddle.
There's a great play again by Gaither, sweeping that right arm over. And I think Bowers was kind of losing the handle anyway.
Yep. And
a heck of a save there and a great finish by Young. Heads-up play to continue watching for the basketball.
But just a heads-up play to knock the ball loose. Try to save it, but remember where your teammate's placement was on the floor. Perfect pass as he's falling out of bounds to give him a 3-point lead.
Oh my goodness! I feel like I'm going to need a breather after this one. This is a wild one. 43-40.
I mean, we've been waiting for Taryn Williams to make something happen. Only 5 points today. I think if I'm Coach Wade, you don't have to go 3 here.
Right.
Maybe try to get something for Williams going towards the basket. Defense collapses, dish, get an easy lay-in, or he draws the foul. I think you got to put the basketball in your best player's hands, even though he may not be playing the best game of his season.
29 seconds is all that is left in this 2A state title game, or is it? You want to go a little overtime?
A lot of timeouts left.
Both teams in the bonus, double bonus. So it's 2 free throws the rest of the way. That's the thing. If you don't get a 3 here, which I'm with you, I think they'll probably try to get something going to the basket. You will have to foul, and that means 2 free throws for your opponent. Yep. Williams will trigger the inbound from the sideline with Kincannon in his face. Williams drops it, and there's a trap on the sideline. Near turnover, Bowers has it tapped away. Trojans into the front court, and there's a foul. Yeah. Inexplicably, why would Dumont foul? I don't know, but and I'm not sure what the
they wanted the backcourt call.
But it was tipped. I mean, it was tipped by the defender, so there was no way that was going to be called. I don't know. It was very clear to me. I don't know what they were seeing, but
that's a tough foul, and I think we're gonna have a bench warning now.
Free throws upcoming here for Brister, and these are, goes without saying, huge. And he splashes it home. Boy, is that guts. His heart's got to be racing. 1 for 1. That was his first free throw of the day.
All 7 points for Brister here in this second half.
43-41. He can make it a 1-point game with 22 seconds left. And he made it. Huge trip to the free throw line for Brister. That was guts. Try to get the steal, and if not, you got to give the foul. Into the front court. There's Young.
Oh,
passed it out, lost the handle, got it back. They've got a foul. A near turnover of midcourt. That was an anticipatory call. I didn't know that he even got contact there, did he?
Yeah, I think
I got to see the replay.
Coach Wade's going to talk about this. The pass that was thrown on the baseline that wasn't touched was recovered by the player who threw it.
You're right.
Generally, that's a travel.
Yes. Yes. He's exactly right. That's exactly what happened.
And
Young chased it down. And then I didn't see, well, there's a little body contact there. Woo. So bottom line is Gaither's going to the free throw line.
Big break for Caddo Hills there.
So now the question becomes, do you shoot a 3 if he makes both? No need to worry about it because he missed the first.
Yeah, free throws haven't been automatic for either side today. 9 of 17 now for Caddo Hills. This one, though, going to be huge.
Gaither, off day scoring-wise for him. 7 points for a guy that averages 20. And number 20 with a big one here. Oh, that was big.
That was big.
So that makes it a 2-point game. And now the Trojans have options. Win it with a 3, try to tie it with a 2. Boy, and you know, if for some reason you get fouled, whoever that foul shooter is, you want it to be a guy that you feel good about.
Exactly.
Brister's 2 for 2. Williams 1 for 1. Westbrook's 4 for 4. Jones is 1 for 3. Bowers is 2 for 4. And Bolden 1 for 2 today. Bradley's already fouled out, and he was 0 for 1. Or 1 for 1. 1 for 1. So lots of options in the free throw department. But obviously, if you're Caddo Hills, you don't want to foul. You're trying to get that stop.
So now with down just 2, you've got plenty of options. And I go back to Williams. You've got to get him something going towards the basket. I mean, he's too quick to not try it. If the defense collapses, then you kick out and maybe go for the win. But just 5 points is just – granted, Caddo Hills has done a nice job defending him. But holding him to 5 points is – I think it's being done on both ends. I don't think he's being aggressive enough, but they're also doing a nice job of slowing him down.
Marquise Bolden just checked back in for the Trojans, and the Indians having one last discussion as they come out for this last defensive possession. A lot of guys getting in the mix. I mean, Kincannon led them today by far with 16, but Young with 10, Dumont with 6, Gaither with 8, Turner with 4.
They do have to go the length of the floor.
Still, I mean, 11 and a half seconds, plenty of time to get a decent shot as long as they can run offense. But we've seen both teams, especially in the half court, have had a tough time. They'll stay in the zone. Williams to the right wing. They feed it down low. It ends up in the hands of Bowers. Floater good! And we are headed to overtime. 44 all. This game couldn't end any other way. Makes perfect sense to me. Oh my goodness. How about it? They almost turn it over. Somehow, miraculously, it ends up in the hands of Bowers, a guy who had to change jerseys after getting whacked in the head earlier today and bleeding on his number 32 jersey. And what a finish there My goodness, we're going to overtime.
Yeah, it was almost a nightmare scenario for Mariana as they were trying to get the ball to Williams on the wing. A bad pass, he deflects it right to Bowers, though. Catches it, goes up, and now they got a free basketball.
All right, 4 extra minutes coming up. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Hours of Arkansas PBS inspire you. Do you explore with nature, dip deeper with Frontline, or cook with Patty's Mexican Table? Help Arkansas PBS meet our challenge of adding 3,000 new members by June 30th to continue bringing the series you love. Each new member we gain by June 30th gets us closer to an additional donation from the generous members of our ambassador circle. Just one new member an hour will get us there. Is this your hour? Join now at myarkansaspbs.org/donate.
All right, welcome back here. We are headed to overtime in this 2A state championship game, and it is the second overtime game we've had already. 6A girls went to 2 OTs.
Yep.
And it was a
52-51 win for Northside.
I was going to say it was a lesson in futility from a defensive standpoint. They dominated the day, and we've seen much the same here. A tip won by Westbrook, who's been such a key cog for the Trojans today.
Mariana has not led since it was 17-16 back in the second quarter.
We mentioned Bowers with that big bucket to get this thing to overtime. He has 4 fouls and has been playing with 4 fouls for some time. Young has 4 for Caddo Hills, and of course, we've already seen Bradley foul out for the Trojans.
Now, how does Caddo Hills handle the emotion of letting a 6-point lead in the fourth quarter slip away?
Bowers in the post, turning around, shot up. Is that a charge?
Yep. They got him with the body bump.
He's done.
That's a tough break there. He had his back to the defender. He obviously has the huge size advantage.
I got to consider that a flop. I'm sorry. I want to see the replay, but you know, they have taken it out of the NBA game, and they're even finding guys over it now. They've added the flopping rule in college. I mean, to me, that's an under control player, and that's an absolute flop. I'm sorry. Kincannon sold it, but I hate that the officials gave into it. You've seen it in college. It's against the rules now as Gaither falls to the floor. They've got to get a rule in high school that can combat that, because the kids are going to emulate what they see at the higher levels, and it's not good for the game. 3 minutes to play. Nobody has scored through the first minute of overtime. Kincannon, a likely candidate, driving in, scooping up, shot good, and one.
He's so good going to the basket and kind of creating a shot angle from a non-traditional angle.
Scoops it up with the right hand as he drew the contact from Jones. That was a great finish. That was excellent body control, and Jones got there just a hair late. And the free throw no good. Jones does get the free throw. Up to Brister. Will Williams come alive in the overtime period, perhaps?
18 now for Kincannon. That matches his season average.
That zone has been so good for Caddo Hills.
It has been.
Made things so difficult in the half court, and it has really negated what Williams would like to do, I'm sure. I'd love to see what it would have looked like if he had played man-to-man or they had played man-to-man at all today.
I think there's a reason they haven't played man-to-man.
That's probably true. I'd have to see Williams in a more traditional kind of game. I'd love to see him go to work in a man-to-man.
I think Mariana has to attack the angles a little more, go diagonal with the pass, make the defense move. They're just going station to station. And it's really easy rotation for this Indians defense.
Westbrook pull up from the elbow. Good shot. Going to the basket. Knocks it down to tie it up. We're halfway through this overtime period. Good behind the back drill by Kincannon through traffic. Spinning. Holding on to the ball. I mean, what handles by Kincannon. Had a huge day. 18 points. Dumont being harassed by Brister. Backs it out. Dribbles left side. We're tied at 46. 1:46 to go. Dumont to Kincannon. Tough catch. Kincannon driving, giving it up. Turner, very selective offensively. He's only shot it 4 times, made 2 of them. Didn't want that one. Minute and a half to go. Kincannon got his pocket picked. And then he goes to the floor and keeps it alive, and it's out off of the Trojans. And Jones is not happy about it, and I am not sure. The official's all over, but it looked to me, I thought Kincannon maybe got the last touch of it, but
it's really good hustle and effort by Jones, though, to disrupt the ball handling as good as it was, the defense was even better there.
Well, we talked about it. The more deliberate these offenses are, the worse they have been, the less efficient
Agreed.
they have been. And there's another near turnover by Gaither. Gets it back, dribbles by the defender, cut off by Jones. Out to Kincannon. 1:12 left, 46 all. Kincannon off a screen, pushes Williams to the floor, and they're going to call the offensive foul. That's the right call. He absolutely cleared him out of the way. And that is a heck of a play there by Williams. And he wants free throws. That's not how it works, unfortunately for you.
They've been consistent with calling the forearm push-off on both sides, and a little extension there.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't finish it off, if he just keeps his arm in the initial contact, he probably gets away with it, even though Williams fell to the floor. 1 minute to play in a 46-all game. I wish we had a closer contest to offer you here today in this 2A state title. Goodness, what an afternoon. Bolden to the corner. They feed it inside. Williams faces up, shoots it no good. Battle for the rebound. Turner comes away with it. And then he's bumped out of bounds, and that will be free throws.
That's a good look. That's one of the few times we've seen Williams actually turn and face and try to attack the basket. Couldn't get the shot to foul, but excellent hustle and execution by Matt Turner, not only to track down that loose ball, but maintain his footing inbounds, takes the bump, and he's got a chance to give the Indians the lead.
Yeah, and that was not a very smart move by Jones. He just kept closer and closer to Turner to force him off his feet and draw the foul. It puts him on the line with 39 seconds left. Turner today, we talked about it, 4 shots on the floor, none from the line so far. Right toe, forward, settles, shoots, makes. His team by 1. Indians 47, Trojans 46. 39.4 seconds remaining.
Got to know that heart's about to pump through the chest and maybe through the jersey there for Turner, but able to step up and knock down the first one.
And he misses the second, but an offensive rebound for the Indians. And the Trojans will have to foul here. Unless they get a steal, Williams knocks it away. Ball loose, Kincannon corrals it. Now Kincannon's going to attack. Shot up, and he's fouled. And Brister took a shot in the chin, and he comes out of there holding his face.
I think Kincannon got hit on top of the head, maybe with the chin.
They called the foul on Bolden. It was a wild scramble. Yeah, Bolden was the one defending the rim. And really not a lot of contact there, frankly. Kincannon gets it to go. 2-point game with 26.9 remaining.
Yeah, at the end of that, Kincannon, after he's already on the ground backing up, just rolled right into the back of Cameron Brister's face.
Second free throw is good.
Big free throws there.
But Kincannon's sturdily built young man, and he's having himself a huge championship game. 20 points, yes. 5 of 9 at the free throw line. And he put his team up 3 right there with 26.9 seconds remaining.
Very similar to what we saw at the end of the regulation. Lee trailed by 3. Don't have to settle for the three-pointer. Get something going towards the basket. If they converge, you kick out. If not, try to get yourself to the foul line or an easy bucket in the paint.
See a number of the Caddo Hills fans in the stands saying cut the net. The only problem with that is, or they have shirts that say cut the net. The only problem with that is we don't cut nets here because we've got
2 more games today.
And 4 more tomorrow. We're going to need those.
Yep.
You guys can have a piece of one later on, I suppose.
This has been good.
Man, it's been fun.
Man, you know, early on when Lee jumped out to an 8-point lead, you start to question it. You do that in every game. It's just natural to say, okay, this team can't play. It doesn't matter. We saw it early in the game against Northside and Fayetteville. We saw it early last night in Viola and Westside. Westside jumped out to a big lead.
Well, we were worried about the size, and it really has not been a factor. In fact, you look at the rebounding totals, it's 28-26. Lee has come back and taken a lead in the rebounding totals, but
the points in the paint, though, 26 for Caddo Hills. Everything they get going towards the basket, Mariana settled for a lot of jump shots.
All right, 26.9 seconds. They found a way down 3 late in regulation. Can they do it again here in the extra period? Brister calling the play, guarded by Dumont. Picks up his dribble, gives it away. Losing the handle is Bolden, and a scramble for it.
Jump
ball, and that's a possession of the Indians.
That's great defense.
Who else? Kincannon.
Yeah, He's locking up that MVP. A great defensive effort there. He's done everything on the offensive end.
Yeah.
3 rebounds.
He led him in the semifinals with 19 points, too, as they knocked off Earl by 20.
Got to go for the quick turnover here if you're Mariana, but you can't wait for the 10-second call. You've got to get the steal. If not, you've got to foul in a hurry.
Well, the best thing for the Trojans in the regulation was they never got down 2 possessions late in this situation. But if they foul here, and Kincannon ran over the defender, offensive foul!
I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, I thought it was an offensive foul.
No, either way, it's going to be a turnover.
Actually, it would have been huge because that would have been Kincannon's 5th. So if it's just a step out of bounds, then it's just a turnover. If it's a foul, which it doesn't appear to be, as you pointed out, I thought it was an offensive foul. What a job by Williams, though, to step in and make a play. We've been talking about he's had such a quiet day offensively. He just gave his team an extra possession. Williams got to look in the backcourt. He almost stepped into onto the floor there. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, down 3. Lee County, got to go. Trojans, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. They need a 3. Williams got it! Williams got it! Was it a 3? Was it a 3? They're going to look at it? Can they look at it?
They can review buzzer beaters.
What was the call? What was the initial call?
What was the call on the floor? That's what we don't know. But
they can talk it over.
If it's a buzzer beater, they can review it. That's the only thing that's reviewable in the state finals. We're going to have to wait and see if they come over to the monitor.
But can they review just the clock, or can they review if it was a 3 or a 2?
That's a great question.
You're supposed to have a great answer, Bobby.
I'm
counting on you.
I don't have that. Maybe we'll get that in our ear.
I mean, a bizarre finish to a crazy game. Are you kidding me? And Williams, we've been calling for him all day.
They've got the monitor on the scoreboard or the score table over there, so we're going to look and see if it was a 3 or a 2.
Well, he made the shot. That's the important part. Now it's up for review, and we'll see.
Here's a good look at it here. Well,
I think it's a 3.
Well beyond the 3-point line.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 overtimes. No. 2 overtimes. That's a bucket.
Yeah, that's a 3-pointer.
That's a 3.
He was behind the college 3-point line.
Yeah, easily a 3.
Yep, he's behind the college 3-point line. Ball goes through the net with about 1.5. And I think that means we're going to a double overtime.
Hey, you know what? There's not another game scheduled till 4. Let's play right up to it. Okay by me.
Now Coach Josh Farrell's asked, is there any time left on the clock? Now that's the question, that if that's reviewable.
Yeah, the clock should be too, right? What time did it pass through the net?
It looked like it was about 1-5.
This is crazy.
I never got a great straight-on look at the replay, and they're going to say there's no time. So that's end of overtime number 2.
All right. We're going to say that's the end of it, or were they still reviewing?
No, the official kind of waved it off.
There's still a discussion going on over at the table, though. All right, we'll take a timeout. 49 all. After an overtime period, we're headed to the second one for the second time in this state championship weekend. And we'll be back with 4 more minutes of basketball after this. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
The Arkansas Citizens Access Network gives you a front row seat to your state government. Live stream board and commission meetings, press conferences, legislative proceedings, and more. Events are also archived for 30 days. Receive updates right on your phone by texting ARCAN to 313131. Be informed and get involved at myarkansaspbs.org/ARCAN.
Tied after regulation, tied after overtime. We are headed to double overtime. Players in foul trouble. Exhausted young men and, boy, short benches.
Lee has just found a way to make plays at the end of regulation and then at the end of overtime. And we've been asking for Taryn Williams to make a big play, none bigger than a 3-pointer at the end of overtime.
That was the longest 4-minute period I can remember in my life calling a basketball game. And if we go to another overtime, I'm going to have to ask for a little pay bump because, just kidding. What a fun day we've had. This has been a crazy game. Not a lot of flow really either way. The defenses have ruled the day. But there have been just enough plays made by each team to deadlock this thing a couple of times and go into a second overtime.
Yeah, here Lee County looks content with just kind of working some clock. Move the ball out around the perimeter. They've had success with buzzer beaters. Why not just kill 4 minutes and try another one?
Well, and of all people, to have Williams knock down that three, as you mentioned, he missed 2 others in the game. And I'm not sure what they wanted to do out of the timeout, but worked out beautifully for the Trojans. And they're going to run some clock here. We're a minute into the overtime period. No attempts at the rim yet. Williams, jump stop in the lane, shot up and good. Guess what? Number 5 has come alive. 2:50 left, and he's got another bucket. He's scored 5 straight.
We've been waiting on him to attack the rim, attack the zone. Does just that, takes the hack, gets the hoop. Chance for that old school three-point play.
Well, and you said earlier, too, Bobby, I thought it was a astute point. You got to attack on some angles, and I mean, just splitting defenders here in the zone. They really haven't attacked the top of that zone at all and tried to get into the top of the paint. Kincannon all the way, shot maybe partially blocked there. Good job by Westbrook recovering defensively.
And he's down behind the play.
Oh, Kincannon hurt. Trying to jog back into the play, and they're going to stop it. Oh, wow. I think he's cramping. Looks like he's cramping. He's trying to stretch out that right calf.
And Mariana takes the timeout. Lee County
kind of bailed him out there.
Kind of bailed him out. You're exactly right.
They had a 5-on-4, and I think, hey, listen, honestly, there's a lot of dudes that should be cramping in this game. They have gotten after it. And nobody's played any harder than Kincannon. They're trying to stretch him out. You see him working on that. He's got sizable calves. And they're going to get him loosened up over there for this final stretch run of 2:33. And a big bucket.
The first possession of this second overtime for Lee County. They've bled about a minute off of the clock before they really got to work. Williams able to attack the paint, converted the three-point play. And if Caddo Hills is going to stay back in that zone, I'd look for something very similar out of Coach Wade and company coming out of this timeout.
Well, they can run some clock as well, shorten the game up a little bit. Put Caddo Hills in the pressure cooker a little bit. You know, it's been Lee County having to make all the plays down the stretch. Right. And instead, let's see if Caddo Hills can do it. It's the longest overtime game in state championship history, Bobby. That's what we have to start looking up.
A lot.
More than 2?
More than 2.
We've already had 2 double overtime games this week. Amazing. I don't think I've ever done a double overtime game in the state finals before.
Had the pleasure of doing a few.
All right, Brister will start the offense. Trapped at midcourt, in trouble, and a near foul. They just call it jump ball.
Yep.
What?
Tied up at the half-court line. There was a lot of contact, a lot of skin on skin there.
Wow.
But Caddo Hills gets the benefit of that call and gets the turnover.
2:27 remaining. That's a big mistake right there by the Trojans to pick up the dribble by Brister at midcourt, and it costs him. Good defense, though, by the Indians at the same time. Gaither driving, tough shot, high off the glass, no good. Skying for it, Williams. A 2-on-3. Will he attack? Defender falls down, feeds his teammate, shot up, bucket, good, he lost the handle, got it back and finished it, Westbrook. What an incredible play. Ball initially knocked out of his hands, he gathered it in mid-flight and scores it. And now he's holding his right calf. What a great pass by Williams,
Yeah, I
too.
love the aggressiveness of Williams to take it on even though he was outnumbered on the fast break. The defense draws to him, he dishes, and a great finish by Westbrook.
Yeah, Turner did a great job to get back in the play, draws the foul, and what an incredible finish by Westbrook. Stays with it and gets it to go after he regathers in midair and finishes that one off. And the largest lead in forever for the Trojans. 6 points now with 2:07 remaining. Kincannon, can he will his team back? He nearly turned it over. They're going to call a kick?
Yep, kick ball. You always have to wonder, how does a team respond after a kind of a gut-wrenching play, a play at the end of regulation, a play at the end of overtime? Caddo Hills was able to respond in that first overtime, but so far in this second overtime, they've taken 2 straight shots to the jaw, and we got to find out if they can get off the mat now.
Dumont battling with Brister in the backcourt. And there's a little push-off by Dumont. No foul called, but he's getting a little chippy. And Brister's letting him hear about it. Kincannon up top. He'll pull for three. Shot is good, of course. Why not? 52 for Caddo Hills now. They're back within three. Cut the lead in half. Kincannon nearly drew a foul in the backcourt. He's got to be careful. He's playing with four. Across the timeline. Bolden up to Williams. No need to go quickly. Minute and a half left. 3-point lead for the Trojans. They can run some clock here. But can they? That's the thing. Cross court. Williams in the paint. Pump fake. Feeds the baseline. Shot up, no good, but fouled is Bolden. And this may be against Turner. If it is, that's his fifth. And you look up on the board, Bobby, you got four guys with 4 fouls playing right now for Caddo Hills, and in a double overtime game played the way it's been. No shocker there.
Yep.
Turner,
Exactly
good
right.
solid effort. He made some key plays for them today, and he will finish his day with 5 points. West comes back in. Andrew West, the 6'5 junior.
I like the aggressiveness again there by Williams. Didn't settle for bleeding more clock. Attacked the lane, able to get the ball to Bolden, who drew the foul.
Big free throw for Bolden. Knocks it down. 2 of 3 now. Makes it a 2-possession game with 1:21 left. And that time not able to get it to go. Kincannon racing up the sideline behind the back dribble. Strange decision. They get it to Williams. Throws it down. 58-52. Williams with the finish after the steal, and Kincannon with an unadvisable play. Maybe a little mental fatigue right there, Bobby.
And they're also
trying to go behind the back in traffic.
And they also called Caddo Hills for the foul. So we got a chance for another 3-point play, which will be the third here in this double overtime period.
I guess Williams got tired of us calling for him to make some plays. He's done nothing but at the end of the overtime and on into this double overtime, he has been phenomenal. Can't make the free throw. Kincannon clears. And 6 points. Minute 7 left. Dumont. There's Kincannon. 3 up. Good again. Kincannon, are you kidding me, with 26?
Whew. He steps into it with confidence, and that one was nothing but the strings.
My goodness. Who can do it? Kincannon can.
Man.
Again, he's got 26 points.
He is carrying the Indians offense right now, and they need it. But this throwdown, we're starting to see why he's a D1 product.
Well, both these guys have been so impressive leading their teams today. Kincannon, and now Williams leading his team when it counts the most. His teammates carried him a lot through the day. He's been amazing down the stretch. 59 seconds remaining.
Got time here if you're Caddo Hills. You try to create a turnover in the backcourt. Maybe you try to create a turnover, maybe a half-court trap type scenario, but then you've got to give up the foul, trailing by 3.
Now on pins and needles, Indians fans, who it looked like would take a miracle at times for the Trojans to be able to come back. And they've done it. Back from the dead a couple of times, and now they are in control by 3, but just 59 seconds left. And Indians, they're making the plays they got to make. How about it? What a job by Kincannon. Incredible.
And also, too, the one thing you have to worry about for Caddo Hills, 3 of their players on the court has those 4 fouls.
That's right.
So they can't immediately give up a foul depending on who the closest defender is.
Quickly in the front court, Westbrook to Williams for the slam. Wow, they attacked the rim immediately. I thought for sure they'd run a little bit of clock there. Incredible performance right there by Williams, soaring in for the score. Williams all of a sudden with 15. Dumont, kick out. 3 by Young, no good. Kincannon with the offensive rebound, races back out to the 3-point line. Pump fake, floater inside, no good. Jones with the clear, and he's going to the free throw line. His team up 5, but it's only a 2-possession game, and if he misses one of these free throws, it stays that way.
That's right, as well as they shot the 3 ball, especially Kincannon, but Race Young is fouled out of this contest.
I cannot believe Westbrook and Williams raced down the court for the dunk. I really thought they'd try to run a little clock there, Bobby. That was incredible, though, to see Williams finish it off.
Dunks are fancier, and they're worth as many as 2 free throws as well, so why not?
Jones, the lefty, missed the first. Okay. So it stays. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibilities by any stretch of the imagination.
Yep.
I didn't really like Kincannon's shot that last time. I know he felt like they had to get a 3, but you know, that's a situation where maybe you got to give it up and get it back. Missed them both. And we got a rebound by Caleb West. First time he's been in the game. And now he's across the timeline. He needs to give it up. Does to Kincannon. Kincannon to the wing. 3 up. Bricked it. Rebound. Good save by Brister. And a run out. And here goes Williams for the icing on the cake. There's your finish. There's your ball game. 62-55. Celebrate, Trojan Nation. You got yourself a state championship ball game. Wow, what a finish by these Trojans. And they're running over to celebrate with their fans. 62-55.
We got cups being thrown on the floor.
Don't do that. Let's go now. Come on, we got another game to play here. 62-55 your final. Trojans win it over the Indians of Caddo Hills. What a wild affair today. My goodness.
They had their back against the wall in regulation again at the end of the first overtime. But time and time again, this team that hasn't lost since the season opener finds a way to get it done as they rally past Caddo Hills.
All right, we're going to keep it here. Going to award these trophies. And honestly, I mean, it's a cliche, but both these teams deserve to be champions today.
No doubt.
It was an incredible performance. And you talk about, I can't think of a better example of two teams that truly left it all on the floor. I mean, you got guys cramping, diving, bleeding. I mean, what an incredible effort by both these teams today, and it's just awful that either one of them had to lose. But
yeah, it's just gut-wrenching for Caddo Hills. They had a title in their grasp.
Yeah.
And then back-to-back times, regulation and overtime, Mariana and Lee County just made the plays.
Yeah, you're one stop away.
I mean, you're talking about a three-pointer into that first overtime that Taryn Williams hit 2 players in his face and finds some way and just knocks it down right before time expired.
Yeah, championship time, a championship player. He ends up with 17 like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
7 out of 12. And, I mean, Bobby, the majority of that came after the end of regulation, right?
It did. No, he only had 5 points in the first half. I mean, it's –
in the first half?
No, excuse me. Yeah, in regulation.
The regulation?
Yeah.
5
points
12 in the
regulation.
overtime periods.
And most of he had 3, and then most of that the double overtime on the breakouts. Really impressive to what both of these teams did defensively, to be quite honest with you, Justin. I mean, to hold these offenses that have scored so many points to a 62-55 final.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. I mean, to come back from those long odds, not once but twice in a championship setting. Incredible. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll visit with the winners, 62-55. Trojans over Indians. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas's PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
John's Honda, your hometown dealer for sales and service of Honda motorcycles, ATVs, Honda generators, and Honda lawnmowers. Family owned and operated since 1967, John's Honda offers factory-certified technicians and experienced sales staff.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
All right, welcome back here. A state title for the Trojans from Lee High School, and Taryn Williams is our MVP. And, buddy, that was a wild game, and you were kind of biding your time until you got into the overtime period. But, boy, did you get going there in the extra periods. Impressive performance down the stretch.
Thank you.
So what was the key for you to get going? We were kind of sitting over here waiting. We heard all about your game. We were waiting to see you throw some high-profile dunks like we saw late. What were they doing that made it hard for you to get into the game offensively?
Well, I just made it hard on myself. My main focus was on defense and getting my team involved and keeping them in the game the whole time.
Walk me through the end of the first overtime. Your double team, top of the key, time winding down. What's going through your mind when you let that three-pointer go?
I just said, I got to take the last shot. I'm the main guy on my team, so I had confidence in myself for the shot, and I took it.
So were you sure it was a three? There was some debate.
Yes, I knew it was three because I asked the ref, the first three-point line ours, he said yes, and I knew I was behind the second three-point line when I took off.
You guys had some long odds down the stretch after the regulation, and then in overtime again. This team just keeps fighting. I mean, there were some long odds there. How do you guys find a way to win? I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah, after we go hard in practice, and after practice, we got a drill called 5 and 60. So you got to give it all you got. It's just a conditioning drill. So I told my boys, hey, we do this in practice. So we condition for to go double overtime or triple overtime.
I'm going to ask you about your teammate real quick. Westbrook had a huge game inside early on. It was his defense, knocks down 2 3-pointers. What do you think of his play?
I told Jermarian, when we go into this game, even though you're a junior, I told him to go in with confidence and give us what you got. And I like to tell him play inside, then outside, because when you see the ball go in the hole, your shots will go down.
So you ready to take a championship back home?
Oh, yes, sir. It's been a long time since we had a state title back in Marietta.
That's great. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's
Thanks,
Darren
sir.
Williams,
Appreciate it.
our MVP. Thank you, yes. Impressive.
Yeah. And just the way he took over the game late. I mean, we were asking for it. When's he going to take over? When's he going to take over? He showed why he's a D1 athlete.
Yeah, he knows when it's time. I mean, I love it that again, there's a lot of eyes on him. He knows that. He knows there's a lot of responsibilities, the best player on the floor. But he knows when he's got to flip that switch. And I don't know if he even shot a three the entire game.
No,
I guess maybe one early,
yeah.
but I mean, to come up with that shot there. And again, he really never got set, kind of floating, defenders all around him, like you said, and able to knock it down. Amazing.
Yeah, and if you go to the other side of this, Caddo Hills did everything, with the exception of the first 4 minutes, as well as you possibly could have.
Right.
I mean, they handled the pressure. They hit the glass as far as the rebounding aspect. They knocked down big shots. They just couldn't get the big defensive stops at the end of regulation and the end of overtime, number 1.
It was incredible. What a game. Double overtime and another awesome finish here in the state championships. We've got 2 more games left here today as well. Both Mayflowers, boys and girls, ready to get in here and try to bring home a state title for the first time. The stories are so great. That's what's so fantastic about being part of these state championship broadcasts.
Yeah, no question about it. Let's take a look at this. We've got the highlights here. I mean, just some big plays, some big shots. And we haven't even talked about Cameron Bristler, the way he played in that second half, because doesn't score in the first half, knocks down 2 3-pointers early in that fourth quarter that really seemed to spark the Lee County offense, got him into a kind of a flow, knocked some big shots down, and got him going.
There were so many key plays by really both teams, though, and it was, guys that we wouldn't hear from for, several minutes at a time would come up with a big bucket. Bowers was huge for the Trojans early on. Again, he, comes back with a bucket even after suffering that big gash to his head. Boy, you mentioned how good Westbrook was at both ends. He had some clutch baskets for them also, and there's where Williams started really getting going. That jump stop in the lane and then a beautiful feed, and unbelievable. That was the play of the game, was Westbrook hanging in the air and able to get himself a bucket after having the ball knocked away. We're going to see if we can get Coach Waite over here as he rolls over.
And we got the final stats up, and Coach Emmanuel Wade joining us, Coach. You had it in the bag the whole time, right?
Yeah, that's what I like to think, man. I think I would like to think that we would have had a better spread. But, man, I knew that team was going to come and fight. I knew that they weren't going to give up. I knew that they were going to be well coached. Man, and that team, man, they gave us everything we can handle. I mean, that was the toughest game we played this season.
Yeah.
And, man, for us to overcome that, man, at the biggest stage, man, I'm just so excited for my boys.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many plays that had to be made down the stretch in regulation and then at the end of overtime as well. I mean, what are you thinking over there on the bench? What'd you guys call down the stretch there?
Man, I just, I called a couple sets, to get us some open looks. I run 2 from one side and try to get us some open looks and a dump down inside. But, man, it was just ultimately my boys stepping up to the plate. They made the plays when it mattered the most. I wish they wouldn't take so long to get it done. I thought this should have been over in the first, at regulation. But, man, we gave the crowd something to see, and Mariana's back on top, man. I'm so happy.
Did you know Taryn was going to flip the switch and kind of take over late?
Man, he does have a switch, and when it's on, it's on. So, man, he looked at me in the crowd and was like, Coach, I got this. He hit himself in the chest, so, hey, I guess he was ready for the challenge.
How big was that 3-pointer, end of overtime? 2 guys in his face, time running down, and he just drains it.
Man, I mean, we got a high ball screen up top. He shot it, fading away, 2 people on him. Man, that's probably the most clutch shot of his career. So, man, that's going to go down in the ages. Yeah.
You know what it takes to get it done to the next level as a former college player. How's he going to do at La Tech, you think?
Man, I think he's going to do great. He's going to have a good offseason of training. They're going to get him more strong and physical, and they're going to work on his ball handling and shooting. He's going to be that much of a better player and athlete. And, man, I'm just excited to see him go that way. And we're at this stage right now because I want to give my other guys some opportunities. We all need a chance. And now the Delta is back on the map. So
love it.
Yeah.
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks,
you.
man.
All right,
Well done.
appreciate it. Awesome. All right, we're going to go over some final numbers here. I think we've got our final stat sheet. And incredible performance here, and incredible game. I mean, what a fun one to watch, what a fun one to call. 62-55 your final. Field goal percentages did pick up as the game wore on, and yeah, Lee County ends up 48%.
Yeah, the numbers top to bottom on that stat sheet, pretty comparable. I mean, these two teams played even basketball. It was just the big plays, end of overtime, end of regulation, that they finally got the job done. And you really just have to tip the cap to both teams. Caddo Hills played well enough to win a championship, but Lee County made the plays ultimately in the end that got the job done.
A lot of fun. We've got 2 more on tap later today. We are going to say goodbye for now, and we will be back with that 3A championship game coming up in just a little bit here. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in. For Bobby Swafford, I'm Justin Acree. We'll be back with more coming up on PBS Sports in a bit.